Hello YouTube, this is XOR Hacks. Today we will be doing Nibbles, which is an easy box on HackTheBox and also on the OSCP like boxes list by TJ Null and TCM, the Cyber Mentor. This is a relatively easy box as you only need to focus on enumeration to gain an initial foothold on the target. And I say that because it has a fairly simple privilege escalation. So without further ado, let's get started. So let's get started with the basic nmap port scan. Nmap SC for default scripts, SV for version enumerations, ON for normal output, and I'll save it in a directory called nmap and name the output as Nibbles. This is the IP address of the box and tag VB for a verbose output. And the first port open we see is port 80. So let's visit it as it is HTTP and we get just hello world. There's nothing else on this page, so let's view its source code. We can see over here there's a comment telling us about a path nibble blog directory, nothing interesting here. So let's actually visit it and /nibble blog. And when we visit it, it seems like some kind of a blog template and with the title Nibbles Yum Yum. Well, that is interesting. So as it is a web page, let's run GoBuster and the word list. No. GoBuster and .txt. And if we visit the source code of the page, we can get an idea of what kind of language it is using, and here we can see a .php file. And another way to actually do that is using a plugin called Vaporizer. And you can see over here it is telling us that the programming language used on this website is PHP. So I'll add the tag X for extension and .php. As I run it, I get index.php, sitemap, and content. We can actually, whenever I see any path like this, what I usually do is I open a new terminal page and I'll just do echo and pass it on to a tool like HackCrawler. Tag D tells the depth I want it to crawl, means how recursive I want it to be, and tag U just says to give me unique URLs. So enter. Well, that did not work. And I need to provide it with a number. Let's go with 5. And we can see that there is a lot of stuff over here. By going through it, I can see, well, private, public, and in the private we can see tags, users, and we can see XML files. Usually the most useful things you will find are XML and .conf files. So let's just filter those out. And we can see we get all the XML files. So let's visit config.xml. Here we can see the name type and we see Nibbles and that yum yum. This is just the title, but all this information can be useful, like Nibbles, yum yum, nibble blog. This can all be used in a word list. And if we visit, well, users.xml, we see a username admin. So if we go back to our GoBuster, we can see that we found something as admin.php. So let me just visit it. So I can see that I'm created with a login form and we can see that it's an admin area, and we also found a username admin over here. So we can actually try to log in. Let's use admin and the password nibble. What if I try Nibbles? Oh, I did not enter a username. And that actually works. And over here we can see a new session started and our failed login attempts. So it means that any any kind of brute force would have been logged in over here. That is why it's important to view every file you have access to, or at least grep through it for something you might think you might find on a website like this. So common names, word lists and all are quite useful. So as we know that this is Nibble blog, let's try to use searchsploit. Searchsploit Nibble blog. I find two things. One is a multiple SQL injections, and we don't need that because we're already in, an arbitrary file upload, but this is a Metasploit module. So as it is arbitrary file upload, and well, there must be a manual way to do it too, and 4.0.3. so well, let me actually view this. Searchsploit tag X means you just want to examine it, and in the OSCP 2 you are allowed to view the source code of Metasploit modules, as you might find some hints, but you're not allowed to use Metasploit more than once. So I can just view this, and we can see the author's name and a URL. It seems like a blog post for it, so I'll just copy it and go here. Let's open a private page and visit this. We don't really get anything as it is a dead link now. So let's visit Google and Nibble blog file upload vulnerability, and the first link we get is wiki hack. So let's visit it, and we can see how to upload a shell in Nibble blog 4.0.3, and that is also what we saw well over here. So let's assume that that is the same blog we are exploiting. First we need to activate the My Image plugin by visiting plugins. So let's go there, and here is the My Image one. Let's configure it. We can see that we can upload, probably this is for images, but over here this person has uploaded a .php file. So the second, upload your PHP shell and ignore the warnings. So usually in Linux, in Kali Linux, you will find different PHP shells. So let me do locate cmd.php. These are two, and let me copy it over here. Sorry, and view it. So throughout in this whole code, this is what we care about, the PHP code. You can actually use this, but this is not something I really like, so I usually use a similar version of it, which is, I'll just write it out. So I'm going to be running a system command, so for that we would need to use request, and the variable I will be using is cmd. Here I can use anything, be it XOR, ABC. Actually, let's go with XOR. And after that, let's close this and check if my code is correct. And yes, it does seem to be. Now we just need to upload it over here. As we do that, we do get a lot of errors, as the blog told us, and so we just need to ignore it. And here we can see the default name of images uploaded via this plugin is, well, this. So we just need to visit this link. So let's go here. Do we get anything? No, we don't get anything, which is a good sign. So if question mark XOR is equal to ID, I actually am able to run a shell over here. So over here in my source code, if I wrote cmd over here I would not be using XOR over here, just writing CMD is equal to ID. So this can be anything you want. So as we are already able to run commands on the system, let's actually try to get a shell back. Often you would just catch this particular request in burp and then try to add a reverse shell over there, but that kind of makes it really inconvenient as you have to escape a lot of characters and gets really annoying. So let's go to pentest monkey reverse shell cheat sheet. So another way I can use it is, let's go with this one. So I'm going to add it to another PHP code. Let's name it shell.php. The code will be pretty much the same, just with a slight change. System over here, I was writing my request parameter, but now I'm going to be adding my shell. And let's close it, and the tag too. But I still need to edit my IP address, which is 10, 10, 14, 15, I suppose. Let me check. It is, yes, 10, 10, 14, 15, and I'll just leave it on 1, 2, 3, 4, the port number over here. So, well, now first let's set up a listener. Let's upload it first. Browse, and this is shell.php, and save changes. Let's go to this blog post again, copy, here. But before I run it, let me set up my listener. As I set it on 1, 2, 3, 4, I will set up the listener on that. And let's press enter. And over here we can see we got a shell. Let me close this thing and make it easier to view the screen. Let me do who am I? I am Nibbler. And just for ease of life, which Python, well, Python 3, yeah, so 3. And now we have this. Can I press use clear? No, I can't. So let's export the term. Now can we? Yes, we can. So the first thing what I always do when I gain access to a system is sudo l. And we can see that we can run monitor.sh and home nibbler personal stuff as root without providing a password. So let's go to home and nibbler. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, we do have the user flag over here. I can access it, but I won't be showing it because I do actually want you to do the box as well. This is personal.zip. Let's unzip it. Well, we do get personal stuff and monitor.sh. So let's go in personal stuff and ls. Clear this and do monitor.sh. That seems to be monitoring the system uptime and load average and checking disk usage. It just seems to be some kind of an administration script. So the shell I used before, which I got from here, can also be used in bash as it is under netcat. And you can see over here that nc is being used. And these are all bash commands. The semicolon over here just means this is the end of one and this is the start of another command. So just to make things easier, I'm going to use Sublime and echo We need to put this in colon. Change this 10, 14, 15, and let's get it on 4444. I need to send it into monitor.sh. Why am I making these mistakes? So I'll just paste it over here and enter. Let's confirm. Yes, we were able to inject this particular reverse shell in the file. So let me start a separate listener on 4444, as that is the port I used. And let's visit sudo l again. So when I'm using something like sudo, whenever we are going to be exploiting a machine like this, we do need to provide the whole path that is specified over here. And as the user we are going to be executing it as is root, so I just need to provide it with sudo and this. In one of my previous videos I did something like sudo u and whatever the user was, but here as we're going to be executing it as root, we don't need to do that. So let's copy this and press enter. And as we do that, we get a shell back on the listener, and let's do who am I. I am root, and just to make things easier for us, let's visit root. And here we have the root.txt flag, and now we have rooted the box. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe, and I will be uploading again next week. Thank you.